Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is John J Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with another episode of the coaching dynasty of Jeff Grossman here on NCAA 14, featuring that college football revamp, of course, and Big Ten action here, man, and it's gonna heat up. We got a good doubleheader for you guys here today, starting off with a good game against Penn State. They're a good squad, man. 4-3, 2-2 conference record. We're 5-2 with a 4-0 conference record, but Lee Corso is actually going to be rocking with us as we got those B pluses across the board. Penn State, they got a B overall squad, B plus offense, and a B defense. But we're really going to find out in this episode where we stand in the Big Ten East. You know, not only do we have Penn State, who's a real good team, then after this game, we got Ohio State. Ohio State's ranked number 9 in the nation. They are an extremely outstanding football team. They have, given Maryland problems historically ever since we did end up deciding to join the Big Ten. So we'll see if we can turn that around. It's going to be a really difficult challenge. I think we are ready for it if we can continue how we've been playing as a football team. But either way, it should be a really good episode. I hope you guys are really excited for it. And if you are, do me a favor, man. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button as well if you happen to be brand new to the channel as well. And with that being said, let's get into it, baby. Let's go 2-0 in this episode. Alright, man. So it is now time for our offense to go ahead and get to work as we finally get around to attempting an actual pass. As Tulia will drop to the right-hand side. Finds Jason Jones for a gain of 20, and we started with a heavy dose of running. We had 2 free and outs. Gotta switch it up a little bit. I don't think being one-dimensional is gonna be enough for us to beat this Penn State football team. I mean, I know they're not ranked, but they're a solid squad, man, so we certainly cannot take them for granted and just assume that we can just show up and beat these guys. So that's really not the case, as we will go 3rd and inches here. We get another first down on the outside. Marcus Fleming Jr. gets a nice little gain of 12 yards. And now we're cooking now a little bit here, man. Penn State, got something going, at least in Penn State territory. We'll throw again here as our B button gets stuck. Like, I saw our tight end well before I actually threw that ball, but our B button got stuck a little bit there and did not let me throw that football. So the EA gods did not want me to gain any yards, and they certainly succeeded in that endeavor, that's for sure. But that being said, 3rd and short coming up for us here. Only need a few yards to pick up this first down, and we will do just that. Jason Jones, get off me, young fella, in the end zone. Touchdown, Maryland. And how about that for a response? You just gotta let Tulia cook, man, sometimes, and we did just that on that drive, and the 3rd time is the charm. We get into this end zone. This thing's going to be all tied up at, well, it's supposed to be 7 apiece, but we somehow found a way to miss the extra point. I kid you not, I simulated the extra point because, I'm a coordinator. Coordinators do not take part in special teams, and we find a way to miss the extra point, of course. So we're still down, even though we have the same number of touchdowns, right? So that's a big stat for Jake over here. But offense is looking pretty solid once again. Another good throw over to Marcus Fleming Jr. as we have a 2nd and 11 coming up here. Is Tulia dropping back. Nobody really open, so we're going to just try to run for the first down marker. And while we don't end up getting there, we do at the very least make sure that we do at least pick up a good chunk of yards and make this a manageable 3rd down for us, which we don't have too much problem getting to once we did end up finding the hole finally. But we'll see if we can keep that going now. 3rd and 7, going with the free line set. 2 out on the right-hand side. And Jason Jones is going to be denied of that first down marker. But like I always say, man, the great Uncle Sam's Rejects once said, scared money does not make any money, but we get denied. The option does not work whatsoever. We cannot get the push that we needed, and we will end up turning this football over on downs. So with that being said, thankfully Penn State didn't really score, by the way, as Isaiah Jacobs was also left all by himself. Nobody was really covering him coming out of the backfield. And, hey, certainly no problem with that whatsoever. A little 15-yard gain that we'll be happy to take. As now we're getting down to the last couple of minutes of this first half already. And we haven't really had much to show for it on the offensive side of the football. But our defense has at least kept us in this game so far. We'll see if we can keep that going as we need to pick up this first down. Going with the toss play on the right-hand side, but they do end up sealing the edge. We don't even pick up that first down that we needed. And so we go into halftime, not really feeling that good about ourselves, to be honest. Only scored 6 points in the entire first half. We got into the end zone, so we usually got that going for us. But that being said, we do not end up really doing much on offense outside of that drive. Hopefully we can change that here in the second half. But, guys got to be able to make catches. It's not even on Tua Tagovailoa. He hasn't really, it's not his fault necessarily that we're a little down bad right now. But we'll see if we can change that, though. Looking to the right-hand side. Finds our star receiver, Raheem Jarrett. He's the best player that we got on this offense. We finally get him the ball, and that might be the key to get us going a little bit more. Just feed Jarrett, feed your star wide receiver, and, we won't have too many problems, but sometimes not as easy as it sounds. So 4th and 7 coming for the Terrapins. I'm looking at Raheem Jarrett. He's got a one-on-one situation on the outside. Going to try to throw to him, but it does end up being intercepted by King. And man, oh man, Kalen King read us like a book. And honestly, not the worst thing in the world, though, because we do, if we're not going to pick up the first down anyways, at least it's a little bit of like a botch punt, but at least move the ball downfield in the process. Although it doesn't really matter. Penn State scores a touchdown, and they might get another one here pretty soon, aren't they? Because we threw late to Kalen King once again. We were looking for Isaiah Jacobs. And, yeah, we threw another interception. This time on our side of the field, and no problems for them. They get another touchdown on the board. We're down by 2 possessions now, so we really got to make something shake here. Really get some points on the board. We desperately need it. We'll see if we can do just that. As we got a 1st and 10 coming up here. Gonna go ahead, hand it off to Isaiah Jacobs, and he gets tripped from behind. He had some space in the open field that he can work with, but that super dive cheese certainly does strike again. As we do have a grueling drive, let's just get points on the board, It doesn't even necessarily have to be a touchdown. We just got to get some points on the board, have a good drive. Because we haven't done any of that all game long, at least not on a consistent basis. Although Isaiah Jacobs, he's certainly going to try to get us out of this thing, And that's the thing. We got to get Isaiah Jacobs going if we want to make this comeback. It's going to be a team effort. Because Tulia is good. We can't expect him to do everything, though. As now, 3rd and inches. Got another read option situation. Going to load it up and get to the right-hand side. That will be good for another first down. So, 3rd and long coming up. Going to try to get this halfback screen going as well. We got some guys in the open field. He's got some space, and Penny Boone picks up a gain of 13. And it sets up yet another first down. Maryland looking to threaten. Tagovailoa trying to pitch out, but it gets deflected away. And when a pitch is deflected and on the ground, it usually does end up leading to some really bad things. And that was exactly what ended up happening to us. We turned the ball over once again, our 3rd turnover of this game. And now we are just in absolute desperation mode right now. We just got to get it. We need a touchdown straight up and down, It's either touchdown or bust for us. We'll see if our offense can finally deliver and get us back in this game. We can't ask our defense to hold on this long. I'm surprised we're not getting blown out to this point. As we will go with the fullback dive. And Penny Boone finds a little bit of space as well. A gain of 6, not bad for somebody that was stepping in and playing for that fullback position. Let's see if we can also get a play action going as Tagovailoa Looks to the left-hand side, trying to get out to Raheem Jarrett. But it's going to be deflected again. Kalen King has been an absolute problem all day long. We're finding it out right here, right now, as we're just trying to find ways to make plays. But, you know, part of it is that, like, Tulia, he's been running for his life all day long. Is not going to stop here. So now we got to try to go for it here on 4th down. We got a guy downfield. We got Jay-Sean Jones. It keeps the drive alive for now. Let's see if we can capitalize off it, though. 2nd and 10. Play action. Faking to Eric Webb. Finds Jay-Sean Jones once again. Another 11-yard gain on that play. As Maryland trying to move downfield some more. 3rd and long. Tagovailoa dropping back. Looking. Trying to throw it. But he gets his. He's thrown and is going to be incomplete. We at least do not get the sack on us. But still, 4th and 11. Oh my goodness, is that a tough spot for us right now. But I noticed that they are going to, you know, press the receivers a little bit. Take advantage with Raheem Jarrett in the end zone, baby. Touchdown, Maryland. Let's freaking go, baby. How about Raheem Jarrett winning his route from the get-go? And on a 4th and long, we come through with the score. But in order for us to go ahead and make this a 1-possession game, we got to go ahead, get this 2-point conversion, and we do just that. Not only do we get the 2-point conversion, but we also get a little bit of studio update and a surprising development. Michigan State pulls the upset on Indiana. So they win 38-31. Indiana loses their first game of the season. They were 6-0 going into this. You know, Indiana, you know, it's a world where Penix Jr. actually stayed healthy, you know. Because that Indiana team, you know, they just played a lot differently when they did not have their starting quarterback. I think their backup also got hurt as well. That's, you know, they're better than that, what was it, 2-9, 2-10 record that they ended up finishing with. Like, they're better than that. They just had some injuries in the wrong places, and, like, you know, you can only do so much because Indiana, you know, they're not the type of program that's like 2-3 deep at like every position, right? They're not there yet. They're solid. They're getting better, but they're just not completely there yet, you know. I'm sure they will eventually, you know. They got a good coaching staff over there, so they'll bounce back next year, I'm sure of it. But that being said, 1st and 10 for us. Going back to our game, though, as Isaiah Jacobs and company trying to get us into the end zone once again. We need to get into the end zone, or this game is essentially going to be over. So, big next few plays coming up for us here. Isaiah Jacobs does manage to go ahead, pick up that 1st down for us, and keeps the drive alive. So, only about 11, 12 yards away from tying this ball game up. Trying to get it in half, looking over to the right-hand side, but Raheem Jarrett gets absolutely lit up like a Christmas tree. And so, 3rd and long coming. Gotta get to about the 2-yard line in order to pick up the 1st down. 12 yards away from the end zone. Throw, left-hand side, Jay-Sean Jones, who fights for it. Touchdown, Maryland. And that will tie this ball game up. And you already know what time it is, baby. We end up going into overtime. Penn State did start out with the football. But that being said, though, we can force it to a 2nd overtime if we can punch it in. Got a nice throw to the tight end. But that being said, looked a little bit too close for my liking. So, going to go ahead, run no huddle, get to the guys to the line quickly so that we can make sure that it doesn't end up being challenged. That really could have been called either way. It looked kind of close, you know, from that side of the field. But anyways, 3rd and goal coming up here, just a couple yards away. Got to try to punch it in with Eric Webb, and we do just that. So Penn State scores in the 1st overtime. We score as well. So that does mean we have a 2nd overtime coming up for us. And that also does end up meaning that we got, you know, we got the ball first to start the 2nd overtime. let's see if we can get ourselves yet another touchdown on the board. Big third down coming up for us, though, is now 3rd and 3. Tagovailoa dropping back. He's looking over to the right-hand side, and I did not see that defender. I honestly did not. He was not appearing on my screen, you know what I'm saying? And that's going to ultimately cause us, because we have to settle for that field goal, and that does end up meaning that we are going to lose a painful game to Penn State at home in double overtime as well. If only I saw that guy in the corner of my screen, might have been able to do something else, but it's a tough way to lose. Nothing else that we can really do about it. And we just got to shake back and let's see if we can go ahead and bounce back, you know, in the next part of this episode. It's only going to get harder. Like, the next part of his schedule is going to be absolutely brutal. I hope that our guys are ready for it, but let's go ahead and check out the stats for our guys. Man, so a really tough one for us to lose here as we drop this one in overtime, by the way, against Penn State. And it was just one of those games where we just had a really tough time running the football. Yeah, we had 153 yards on the ground, but we did that off of almost 60 carries. So we weren't moving the ball very efficiently. We got to give our guys credit. We did fight back there, you know, did everything that we could to win this game, but I mean, we just turned the ball over too much. Running wasn't that great. And, yeah, it just felt like we just were not meant to win this game given how we played in this ball game. Checking out the stats for Tua Tagovailoa to get this thing going is, you know, he's a little gunslinger, man. 21 for 35, 275, 3 touchdowns, and 3 picks. We actually didn't pass the football very much until the very end where we kind of had to play a little bit of catch-up. And I think we probably should have passed the football a little bit more, but, you know, that just wasn't in the cards. That wasn't in our game plan, and, you know, not my best play calling in my opinion. Especially considering we didn't have a 100-yard rusher despite the fact that we even had close to 60 carries. Isaiah Jacobs was the closest. He had 24 carries for 72 yards, but again, just 3 yards per carry, you know, not very ideal. Eric Webb did find the end zone for us, however, off of 6 carries, 14 yards. He did have one of the overtime touchdowns that, you know, happened in that period to try to keep this game going a little bit longer. Now, as for receivers, though, Jayshon Jones had a really good performance. 7 catches, 102 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Did not drop a single ball. Raheem Jarrett, you know, also found the end zone as well, but we didn't give him the ball as much as probably should have. Only 3 catches, 56 yards. He does have a drop, and, yeah, you know, our receivers were just having a tough time at some points of the game just getting open. And, you know, Tui had to run for his life sometimes. And, yeah, I mean, it sucks to lose, but definitely some things that we can learn from in this game as we get ready for Ohio State. And the thing is, this schedule is not going to get any easier because, I mean, let's talk about Ohio State for a second. They're 6-1, 4-0 conference record, A+ overall team, A+ offense, A defense. I mean, this is a really talented football team. And look what Ohio State did coming into this thing. They beat Rutgers 59-7. They took them to the woodshed. And we have to do everything possible to make sure that the same thing doesn't happen to us. And this is even CJ Stroud is on this team. You know, you all already know, like, that man is a certified baller. So we got our hands full, man. It's going to be a tough game, but let's see if we can bounce back. And let's see if we can go ahead and, you know, redeem ourselves in this episode. It's going to be a tough one, but I think we can do it. All right, man. So for us, we almost completed that comeback against Penn State. But if we're going to beat this Ohio State team, we have to be able to start off significantly faster. Because what we did in that Penn State game is probably not going to necessarily fly in that Ohio State game either, as we go ahead and get ourselves going to work. Isaiah Jacobs does end up picking a little gain of 7 yards on the play. So now we got ourselves a 3rd and 3 coming up here. We'll see if we can pick up this first down as we face some pressure right away. But Tui is able to get out of it, looking for the first down marker, and is going to manage to end up getting there. Nice little rush of 7 yards. And it gives us a brand new set of downs to work with. as we will end up throwing again on 1st and 10. Finding Jason Jones, who immediately gets lit up like a Christmas tree, but picks up a gain of 18. And we get going here, 3rd and 7. And Maryland is a team that has historically struggled against Ohio State. We have not been able to beat Ohio State since joining the Big Ten, but we can make a change today, though, thanks to Raheem Jarrett. How about that? 45-yard touchdown, baby. Let's go, man. Able to shake off the defender. Hit that weight room, little boy. You love to see that. Stiff arm into the next dimension. Derrick Henry-like, if I say so myself. And we get a 7-0 lead to get this game going. And Ohio State, they do not respond. They do not get points on the board, even though they got guys like C.J. Stroud, Trayvon Henderson, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. Like, they got some dudes on that offense, and they are giving us problems, you know what I'm saying? But that being said, our offense can also go ahead and do some things as well. You know, picking up a 1st down, which is really good to see because we are at least firmly out of the shadow of our own goal line. We started this drive on the 4-yard line. Let's see if we can get a little bit more than just a couple of 1st downs, though, as we will end up with a 3rd and short coming up here. Tulia Tagovailoa ready to take the snap, run the pitch option, and it's going to turn those legs and picks up yet another 1st down. Able to get the chains moving, and it keeps the ball in our hands, and that's the biggest thing. If we can prevent Ohio State from having the football, we have a good chance of winning this game because we know Ohio State's going to get their points on the board eventually. It may not be right now, but they're eventually going to get points on the board. I'm pretty sure of it, right? So the less time that they have with the football, the better. So if we can dominate that time possession, that'll be really good for us, as Isaiah Jacobs takes this streaking down the sideline. Gain of 23 yards there, man. And it picks up yet another 1st down for us. So now, Tulia dropping back, throw it to the left-hand side. Gets it out to Raheem Jarrett on the play action. In a drive that starts out on the 4-yard line, we're just a few yards away from getting it in that end zone ourselves. As Tulia looking around, going to dump it off to Isaiah Jacobs, picks up the 1st down. It officially does go ahead and make it a goal line situation. But can we actually punch it in, though? 3rd and goal. Jacobs looking for the push, and he's going to get it. Let's go, man. 96-yard touchdown drive. Are you serious right now? That's the offense I've been looking for this entire year. I know that we were always capable of it, but we just did it on that drive. And how about doing it against one of our toughest opponents that we will face over the course of this entire season? But let's see if we can keep it up. 3rd and 5 coming up. Tulia dropping back. He's looking. Gonna try to throw it over the left-hand side. Finds the tight end. And does manage to move the sticks. Nobody was able to keep up with him on that drag route. And it worked to our advantage. So now, 2nd and 10. Going to go ahead. Hand it off to Isaiah Jacobs, who picks up a few more yards on the ground. A nice little gain of 5 showing for us here. And it leads to a 3rd down. Let's go ahead, get that 1st down for us here. We got guys over on the right-hand side. How do we miss that? You guys saw that too. Like, how did he drop that screen? How do we not complete that pass, man? Like, they were both right there. That should have been an easy 1st down for us. But instead, we just have to settle for this massive throw over the middle to Davion McDougal. Oh, my. Let's go, baby. Touchdown, Maryland. And Tulia Tagovailoa, I'll tell you what, man. That man is cooking. And he is cooking with gas tonight in this game. How about this for a bounce back against Penn State? We take a 21-10 lead into the locker room. And not to mention we get the ball to start the 2nd half as well, man. So we are really out here in control of this game. And that's a really good look for us, especially since we are also trying to get ranked. That would be really good, you know, for just for the perception of this football program. Just be good for us to have that kind of momentum, getting that ranking and whatnot, as Jaysean Jones ends up getting another pass for us, another gain of 20 yards downfield. As now, 2nd and 9 coming up, going to go ahead, throw again with Tulia, and Tulia has been pretty on the money throughout the course of this game. But we can't do it all. We got to get this run game going too. We'll see if Isaiah Jacobs can pick up the first down. No, we do not. We're going to be 1 yard shy. And the sad part about it is that the coach doesn't even let us go for it. Like right there. We're taking on the number 9 team in the nation. We got to be more aggressive. Just like how we were aggressive on that throw. Not necessarily a tight window, but it's not an easy throw to make either necessarily. But Tulia having no problem with that and no problem executing this offense either. Like, we only have 21 points on the board right now, but it just feels like we're doing a lot more than that. We're doing a lot better than that, you know what I'm saying? But, again, we find ourselves in Ohio State territory, but we ruin it, though. We give Ohio State the chance that they're looking for to get back in this game, just could not get that block out, and just threw everything out of sorts. I'm actually shocked that Ohio State didn't turn around and get points on the board. But man, oh man, we cannot get that fortunate again. We can't be relying on luck. We got to be relying on getting some execution, just figure out, how to execute better on offense so that something like that doesn't happen again. Or we can always rely on that high-end talent, Raheem Jarrett. Oh my. Getting that little one-handed grab. That is absolutely insane. So now, a couple plays later, got a 2nd and 9 coming up. Tulia trying to throw it out to the tight end. We were looking for him, but Cameron Brown was able to go ahead and deflect that away. Sets up a 3rd and long for us. We'll see if we can pick up this first down. But Tulia throwing to the left-hand side. He's not going to end up getting it. And it will end up being a 4th down. And we had to go ahead and just punt this football away. Ohio State still has not really gotten their offense going. I'm still really shocked that that's the case, But that being said, 2nd and 4, going to throw out over the left-hand side. We do find our receiver to go ahead and pick up that first down. Let's see if we can put a dagger in. Let's see if we can get another touchdown on the board so that way we can make sure that Ohio State stays out of reach, as Isaiah Jacobs will again get himself yet another first down on the ground. Maybe a couple more carries. Could potentially go ahead and give him that 100-yard day. He's pretty close to that. Is now option Isaiah Jacobs. That's what I'm talking about. Jacobs, first down, baby. Isaiah Jacobs with that 100-yard rushing day. He now has 102 yards on the ground. And we're not even done yet. We might be going to him a little bit more to make sure that we get the rest of this time off the clock. Just 7 minutes away from going ahead and potentially pulling the upset on the number 9 team in the nation. It's certainly in our grasp. Let's see if we can close the hand. And let's see if we can take that opportunity. Tulia making sure we're doing just that. 3rd and long. Coming up, though, is now Tulia dropping back, throwing to the left-hand side. What a dot to Raheem Jarrett. Oh, my. 18-yard grabs. He goes out of bounds as Raheem Jarrett also comes down and has a 100-yard day. As Ohio State, they send the blitz, facing pressure, but Tulia able to get out of there and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Maryland. That right there just might be the dagger that we are absolutely looking for right now. I'm pretty sure that we got it, and I absolutely love to see it. So with that being said, 28-10 affair. 4.5 minutes left. Again, Ohio State does not score on their next possession. And a real golden opportunity for us to get into our 4-minute offense and put the clamps on this game, man. Like, get this game over with and complete the upset. Make it official, because we know that this offense can score in a hurry. I just don't want to assume that our defense will just hang on and take care of everything. But we do have a 3rd and short coming up, though, as we will go ahead. Fake the handoff, but Tulia does not even have the time to get it off. We do have to punt this football away, and we do also see Ohio State get some points on the board to try to get back into this thing. But at the end of the day, they could not get the onside kick. We can run out the rest of this clock, and we actually pull it off. We end up beating the number 9 team in the nation. Talk of Iowa. How about how special this guy was? About 350 yards of total offense, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a huge reason why we won this game here today. Your Maryland Terrapins pull the upset on the number 9 team in the nation. Let's go ahead and check out the stats for our guys on this great day. Alright, man. So how about this for a bounce back performance, man? Maryland comes out and puts up nearly 500 yards of total offense. We actually did have over 500 yards. And then we decided to take the knee at the end of the game. And that took us under that 500-yard threshold. But still a really good performance through and through. I felt like we scored more than 28 points in this one. I really do. That didn't actually ended up happening for us in the end. But we got the win against a number 9 Ohio State team, and that is a huge boost for our program. You want to talk about getting bowl eligible with an exclamation point? That is certainly doing so right here in this ball game. And we got to talk about Tulia Tagovailoa, right? He was so good in this game. 17 for 24, 300 yards passing from it, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He took care of the football. That's all we need you to do, my guy. Take care of the football, and you can mold yourself into an NFL quarterback despite being undersized. It's not too terribly hard. We also end up doing a really good job running with the football. Isaiah Jacobs was good in this one. 25 carries, 124 yards, and a touchdown. Tulia Tagovailoa also had a touchdown off of 18 carries and 51 yards in this one as well. We also see Raheem Jarrett look good in this one. You know, got him the ball, as I said, and we made it work. 6 catches, 109 yards, and a tub. We also had that 73-yard bomb to Dejuan McDougall. Biggest play of the game, certainly the biggest one in this episode, that's for sure. That 73-yard bomb really helped us pull away and give us some cushion to work with in that second half when our offense wasn't as efficient as it was necessarily in that first half. But all in all, really good game, and I'm so happy that after this team finished 2-10 last year, we know that we're going to go to a bowl game. The only question is, which one do we get to go to? So we go ahead and take a look at the conference standings, given that we did play 2 teams from the Big Ten East today. And we're right in the thick of things still. Michigan State currently has the edge. They're undefeated in conference play. But that being said, we're right there at 5-1. We're just a half game back. And we'll take on an Indiana team in the next episode. That's also number 9 in the country. They're 7-1, 4-1 in conference play. Then we'll also take on Rutgers, who is not having as good of a year as Indiana, to put it nicely. They're still trying to figure things out with Greg Schiano, but we're right in the thick of things, and this late in the season, that's all you can really ask for. I'm super pumped for next episode, and honestly, if you guys are as well, I need you guys to go ahead and do me a favor. Smash that like button for me, and then also hit that subscribe button as well if you have to be brand new and like what you see here on the channel. But with that being said, this is John J. Gaming on the mic signing off, but I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.